Good morning. Hello. How's everyone today? Can't believe.
Alright. Come back. Wait, wrong button. Now come back for real. Hello, fail button. How's everyone doing today? Good morning. Hello. Optimus Kuruko, but hey there, Lamp Cat, Kudoro, Bellhound, Paburu, and Failbadon, the Harmless. That's a title. Hello. There, Cat is back now. Buenas. Yeah, how's everyone doing today, this morning, Sunday morning? I was gonna say something, I forgot. Oh yeah, Bellhound, how is Offkai, or how was Offkai? I don't know when Offkai begins or ends. Does it ever end? Does it ever truly end? Claramente por ir a la iglesia. Leaving today, very tired. Oh yeah, that happens after cons. The concert last night was fun. Oh, I'll need to catch that. I've seen the the little cars going around with like the VTubers on a phone, screen on a stick. Those seem like fun. Maybe the real Offkas were the friends we made along the way. So true. She gave you an extra large signature? Why? What do you do? How do you manage that? VTubers running into each other. Yeah, so I think Uruka posted that like she ran into someone with like the little robot thingy and they raced. Which is something. Seems like fun. Especially with the way they drive them. They found the Cook's imposter and banned him? Good. Deleted. Delete that man. But yeah, I've been seeing some pictures. Funadísimo. Es que no sé si habrás visto la historia, Kuro, pero andaba un tipo haciéndose pasar por Cooksy. Cooksy es un clipper conocido así como de VTubers grandes. No sé si lo conoces, pero es un clipper así como relativamente conocido. Y se andaba haciendo pasar por Cooksy. Y parece que lo ha hecho como en varias cons. Y creo que es de la gente esa que anda así como que, ajá, pero y... ¿Cachai? Son de esa clase de gente que es como que pide abracitos y cosas. Y es como que... weird. Sus. Ew, exactly. I was just translating the Cooksy imposter thing to the Spanish guys here that might not know Cooksy. But yeah, and like I think it was now only at Offkai that like Cooksy come up like on Twitter and was like, I like, you know, shared because someone shared a picture of him, and then Cooksy was like, that is not me. I am not at Offkai. I am at home. So everyone was like, oh, destroy that man. But yeah, So good thing they cut him and like banned him. And I'm assuming that's gonna be like among different cons too. But really goes to see how people can easily impersonate each other, especially online, when people like don't see each other. But anyway, aside from that, Ofka has been pretty fun. I saw some Suicide merch, but I'm sending some pictures. My eyes. You know the funny thing about, like, I always complain about my eyes. I do have some drops like for allergies, but I just never use them. I never use them unless I absolutely need to, because also they're not like, I actually haven't seen a doctor for this, so I don't know if I should just be putting drops widely into my eyes. The VTuber Roombas. Yeah. Yo, I love those. I want one. I want a VTuber Roomba. How can I get a VTuber Roomba? And race Uruka. Just like how I used to race her in Mario Kart. Fighting for last place. Siempre que pase receta no puede ser tan malo. Sí, no, sí es verdad, pero igual es como... Son los ojitos. But yeah, that's that I've seen pictures. I have a weird thing with cons. Like, I see the pictures and I'm like, oh wait, that looks like fun. But I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm just too old now. Going to cons seems like such a chore. Like, I go to the local one here because it's like here in the city, you know. And I can just drive there. And I make sure to get my tickets beforehand, so I don't have to make the line on the day off. And I just kinda, me and my sister, we just kinda do our thing. We avoid the crowds. And then when we wanna leave, I just grab my car and drive home. And that's it. It was easier before when my parents were here because we live like right next to the place. It was like a 5-10 minute walk. Isn't too crowded yet? Oh, that's cool. Like, I've spoken about this, but like, for example, things like IMAIbots. It's just like, you know, you see the panels and the announcements, and it's like, oh, it would have been so cool to be there. But then I see the pictures of the crowds, and I'm just like, nope. I am not getting there. They could pay me to be there, and I wouldn't go. Because that's like beyond crowded. That's like trying to get into the subway at peak hour, but it's just entire building like that. So it's like, nope. No. I prefer the one here because it's smaller. I don't know how big that... Did anyone here go to Anime North? How is that in regards to like size and crowds? I've never been to Anime North, but I might go next year maybe. I don't know. Since like I already drove to Toronto once, I can do it again. Probably. El olor también, sí, no, terrible. But yeah, I will go to that. The other thing about Offkite too is that it's in the US, and like, imagine going to the US, what a pain. Anime North was quite crowded, not AX levels, and the panels were easy enough to get into. Vendor Hall, though, rough. Yeah, I mean, Vendor Hall is always a hard time. Especially on weekends. But yeah, the other thing about where is Offkai? Because I know a lot of people I know go to Offkai. Northern Cali. Where was Cali again? Having a US moment. I don't remember where states are. Oh yeah, no, it is on the. It was where I remember it was. So like, yeah, that's like at the other end of the continent, at the other side of the continent. Like it's on the entire opposite coast from where I am. So I'm like, yeah. Never been to any con in the New World or anywhere either. I've only been. I only go to the local con. The thing is that just a short drive. For me, cons, you know, they're like I don't know, you know, like a weekend thing to like go and chill, like see some anime, buy some merch. You know, kind of like a chill thing, you know, and enjoy, like look at the cool cosplays and whatnot, maybe go to a concert. But it's like, you know, I think like you kind of go like nearby, you know, like the experience, you know, it's like, oh, it's here, let's go. Traveling for one, especially like taking a plane, I don't know. Like for an anime con, like, I don't know. Maybe if I didn't have one like right here. There's actually two that happen like right here. And there's like Anime North not too far from here. So like maybe if I didn't have like absolutely any cons here, maybe I'd be more tempted to be like, oh, I want to go to one, you know, like, oh, let's plan like a trip and whatever. But, you know, I have a yearly con right here that comes to me. So like, why would I go out of my way to for one? You know, like, I don't know. It doesn't seem worth it to me. Even though like, yeah, they have cool guests and whatnot and blah blah. But even then, I'm just like, is it worth the effort? Like, I don't know. I'm a very like, I don't know, practical person like that. I don't know. So it's like imagine like I had last year I had the Yisanji guest like at the local con. The Yisanji was here, you know, like Elira, Anna, Millie, and Nina, you know, the Canadians. And Rosemi. They were like here. They were right here. I did not line up for them because the lines took literally like 6 hours. And I was like, fuck that, I love these girls, but I wanna see the rest of the con, you know? Props to the people that waited the whole fucking 6 hours in line without going anywhere. But like, that ain't me, you know? If I go to a con, I go to like, you know, go to panels and like jump from here to there, not to like line up for hours in one place. For 1 minute meet and greet, yeah. I like being a hermit, yeah, me too. A menos que vayas con 2 personas o algo así y se cambien por turno. No, es que la cuestión estaba llenísima, porque lo que pasa es que la con no estaba esperando tanta gente. Por alguna razón no pensaban que fuera a ir tanta gente por Neji-Sanji. No sé por qué. Y entonces la salita estaba pero llenísima, entonces era complicado igual como salir y entrar. Igual se veía gente que lo hacía, pero era un hueveo. But yeah, there were stories of people that line up. I mean, that's not even the worst of it, you know, like lining 6 hours for a 1 minute meet and greet, or even less, because it was just like, it wasn't even a meet and greet. It was an autograph thingy, you know, like when you go and like they sign like a thingy. So it was just like the time that they take to like sign, you know, like that's it. It was a autograph line, no, not even a meet and greet. There were stories of people that waited for like 6-7 hours and they didn't make it. They didn't make it. So I'm like, was it worth losing the entire day to get nothing? You know, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not about that life. If I'm going to somewhere to enjoy myself, I'm gonna enjoy myself, and being in line for 6 hours does not count as enjoying myself. So like I will fucking leave. Like I love Elira, I love Anna, but I am not lining up for 6 hours for them when there's an entire con happening around me. Pipas lasted so long that I waited 1.5 hours for Damichi. Worth it? I mean, 1.5 hours is not bad, you know? Like, I waited about an hour maybe, but when I noticed that the thing was just not moving, I was like, nope, I'm out. And there were panels I wanted to go. Hey, Kappa. There were panels I wanted to go. The Pipa fans are dedicated for real. But yeah, like waiting an hour and a half is not too bad, you know? Like imagine waiting 6 or 7 hours and getting nothing. Like not even being able to get in. So yeah, that's maybe why I don't really see the appeal of like traveling to cons. It sounds like such a hassle. And having to book an hotel, you know, and whatever. Like, yeah, so much work. Just shove the line in all at once, group autograph. For real. I did go to their panel anyway, so like, you know, I considered myself content with that. I saw them speaking. I was in the same room as them. Breathed the same air. When Kuruko meet and greet, when I'm bigger and worth it for a meet and greet, maybe. I've been told that the requirements to like be a guest at Offkite are not so bad, so like maybe. Hotel, travel, food, spending money, body bag. Yeah, exactly. All that. Imagine trying to get all that together. Too much work. Whenever we can grab Kuruko and drag her to a con. Also, yeah, you will have to drag me to a con. I made VTubers fan Cardinal Sin #1. I noticed the dual leveling twins and told them I appreciated their hard work. How dare you? How dare you? Maybe we could do like a duo thing with Maple. I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing that can be done. But also, it's like if it's somewhere nearby, maybe it's like on the other end of the world. I don't know. Unless I made it to a point where I actually get invited to things, then maybe. I wanna did a duo panel with someone I forget. Wow. I got to see a few people achieve their dreams this weekend. Let's go! Haruka. Yeah, she wouldn't sound like it could have been Haruka and Sen, and they like friendos. I see them throwing shit at each other on Twitter, so clearly they're close friends. That's how it works. But yeah. Anyway, maybe someday we can get there. One step at a time. First, we are achieving the new model soon. Soon, in like a month or two, I'll come back stronger. New model. And I'll be pretty. I love my new design. I can't wait to show it off and see it moving. And also, yeah, first we gotta finish Necrobarista maybe. So let's get to that. But oh, first I wanted to talk about I wanted to see Spider-Verse again yesterday. I was sharing some pictures with friends. The cinemas here, like the Cineplex chain here in Canada has something that's called like VIP. I don't know if probably other cinemas do it. I'm not sure. It wasn't a thing in my country for sure. But it was nice. It's like you go, there's a lounge, you can order food and drinks, and you can also order like stuff for them to get to you like, in the movie room itself, they bring you things like before the movie starts, they bring you your stuff to your seat. And the seats have like, they're like big seats, and they're like recliner seats. You can raise like, like the thingy, they have the thingy like to raise your feet. I was like, damn, this is some fancy experience. And it has like a little tray, to put your food on or your drinks in front of you. I was like, damn, living the life. But what was funnier is that I always wondered, because I always saw like cinema, like movie functions thing, having like the closed captions and descriptive audio thing. Like, sorry, I'm calibrating my thing. Like right next to the movie title, it will say like, oh, it had like closed captions and descriptive audio available. But then when I went to see the movie, there was nothing of that. So I always wondered, like, part of me always was like, what does that mean? So the other day I finally looked it up, because the first time I went to see a Spider-Verse, amazing movie, like completely like out of this world, like it's beautiful in every sense. But the audio, it's kind of weird at times. So it's really hard to, especially for me sometimes, my ears don't work well. And also ESL. So sometimes it's really hard for me to catch what characters say in movies. And like sometimes with the music blasting, I just couldn't hear a damn thing. So this time, I went and I looked it up, and it turns out like the closed caption thing is actually like a little machine you ask for before the movie, and that shows you the subtitles. So I went and asked for it, and realized that I'm probably the first person that asked for that in years, because nobody knew what it was. They had to be like, oh, let me just ask my manager for it. And I was like, holy shit, they're going straight for the manager to ask for like the thingy. And the manager knew. The manager was like, oh yeah, we have it. And like he went to pick it up, and like, oh, I'll set it up for you. And I was like, oh, no, it's fine. I don't need it right away. You know, the movie starts in an hour. I just got here early since I like, you know, I have the VIP. I bought VIP tickets, so I'm just gonna sit in the lounge for a bit. I was like, oh yeah, sure. I'll make sure to charge it for you, you know, so it's ready for the movie. And I'm like, okay, sure, great. So like 20 minutes before the movie, I started asking about it just in case, you know, because I realized at that point that I was like, these people do not know what a closed caption machine is. So I'm gonna ask for it early because probably they have to go and like I'll look it up and look up the manager again to have it to pick it up. So that's what I did. And I asked like the guy that brought us a string, you know, like our server. He spoke Spanish too, which was cool. So like, hey, you know, like I asked for like this little thingy, you know, could you go like pick it up or like get it? I don't know, or like do I need to get in with it? I feel like, oh yeah, no problem. Like I'll go ask my manager. Like I literally saw him like go get the manager, and then I saw the manager come down with the machine in hand, get into the VIP lounge, and then I saw all the staff members of the VIP lounge groping around him as he was explaining to them how the thing worked. And I was like, God damn! Truly, true. I came here today and decided to be a menace just because I wanted subtitles. And they had it installed for me. Like it has a thing, you know, it goes into like the drink hole that the seats have. You put it there and kind of adjust it, and you get your very own subtitles. So it was cool. So I could actually understand what the characters were saying this time around, and it changed my movie experience. But also, it will never stop being funny to me that absolutely fucking no one on staff, only the manager, knew of its existence and how to use it. We forgot to mention this in training, but this is a thing, yeah. A movie where you can follow along with the script, for real, for real. Estaría en inglés sin subtítulos. Claro, aquí no llegan con subtítulos porque, o sea, están en inglés. Y la gente habla inglés. Entonces no le pone subtítulos a la película. But yeah, it was an experience. It was so funny seeing like how everyone was like, what is that? You know, it's like, wow. And they look old. Like you can tell they're not like, they don't really advertise it that much, so I guess people don't really use it. And you can tell because like, yeah, they work fine, but you can tell they look old. You know, they look like old technology. They're like these little machines, you know, and they have like the green text subtitles on it. They're old. They do their job, but they're old. They have... Oh, this is how I can date it. They have... Do you know the different types of USB connectors? You know, we are at USB-C now. Before we had like micro USB. They had the connector from before micro USB to charge. That's how old they are. You know, like the big, not the regular USB one, but like the big square one that you connect to charge something. They had that thing. Like, god damn. I had been asked a thing I didn't even know it existed, and I had to ask the manager for help. I mean, they knew... It's like they knew it existed, you know? They knew like... They were aware that closed caption was a thing. Because the lady, you know, when I came in, they knew. They were like, oh yeah, like we offered that. But then like that's as far as the knowledge go. They were like, oh yeah, we offered that. Just let me ask my manager. And I was like, oh wow. ¿Cómo se usa dicha máquina? Es una maquinita, es como un brazo flexible con con un cosito al frente que tiene como 2 líneas de texto y te va saliendo, lo conectan, creo, a la sala de cine. Entonces te tira los subtítulos automáticamente. But yeah, I might make it a thing of start asking for the closed caption machine now. And probably I'm gonna become the closed caption machine lady. Me cuesta imaginar cómo funciona con la peli y eso. Okay, it's time for paint. It's time for a quick paint session before the game to actually explain to you how the little machine works. Let's go. Let's move here. Let me get paint in here. Actually, let's just do it back here so we have the music. I don't want to look for music just for this. I can just do a window capture in here. Paint. It's drawing time, ladies and gentlemen. So it's basically, it's like this square thing. It has like a flexible arm, you know, those ones that have like the little rolling. And it has a base at the end that goes into the drink holder, into the how it's called, the drink holder of the chair. You know, the cinemas, you know, they have like the little hole to put your drink. You put it in there. It goes in there so it holds up. Then you kind of adjust it however you want, you know. So it like it sits in your vision, you know, you adjust it according to you, so it's like whatever you want. I had it like something like this, you know. From what I was looking at, the movie screen was like at this angle. And it has like two little, I don't know if it's a screen or it's just one screen that's divided, but it has like it gives you 2 lines of text, you know, and the subtitles just show up here. It has like, it's a black screen with like green, the bright green, old bright green text. Subtitle. They appear there. That's how it works. That's it. It's a black machine. It's all black. And it has, if you look at this from the sides, it has like a little visor thingy, you know, so only you see it, you know, the little, it doesn't give that much light, but the idea is that it won't bother like other people around you. Only you see it. And that's it. That's a closed caption machine. The technology. But yeah, it had like the power button here on the side, and it had like the charger. And it's like, you know, those USB chargers that were like this shape. The connector, I mean, when you put the connector there. It used these ones. And I was like, damn, that's old. Los de Motorola. No, pero es que no los chiquitos, ¿cachai? Not the ones. Cell phones have one that they look like this. They look like similarly shaped, but they're tiny. This has the big ones, you know, the ones that I know the cameras used to have them. I'm not entirely sure if phones ever had it. But like, you know, digital cameras used to charge with these big ones. You know, because I have and video cameras too. I have an old camera and it had that charger. So yeah. Los que usan los mandos de PS3. Let me double check, actually. Where's my PS3 controller? Yeah, the PS3 ones. PS3 controller ones. They're like the big ones. Big connector. So like, imagine. This is from like around the PS3 era. Let me open the game now. Where is it? So yeah. Let's get into here now. While we wait for the game to open. It's a bit loud. I think that's good enough. I don't think it gets as loud in game, so. If it's still too loud after a while, just let me know and I'll adjust. But yeah, let us continue. Let me just check the episodes. We only have 3 episodes to go. I'll try to finish today. It depends on how long they are, but also I want to do something after a stream. I already spent a lot of time talking. I'm sorry, guys. I just had to tell you about the closed caption machine experience. But let's see if we can finish this today. Let's go. It was necessary info, exactly. Now you guys all know there's closed caption machines. You can ask for them at your local cinemas, maybe, and stress employees out. Pair of saps, aren't we? Importante para el lore. Sí. So if you remember, last time was a trip, as this game tends to be. We finally realized what Mai was doing with all the time she was getting. She was putting into the tree, to then she wants to transfer it to Chay, because apparently she did something and fucked up and might have killed Chay. I don't know, either that or Chay died. Chay was supposed to be like immortal, but somehow he died. And like, it didn't work. So Chay was finally was like, okay, like I indulged you like long enough, you just have to let me go. And that's how it ended. So sheesh. Can't remember if we read some of the things here. Judgment 2. I think we might have read them before I ended. Let me just check memories. If I have Judgment, yeah, Judgment 2. So I did read them. So I'm guessing I probably read all the ones around here, this area. Because there was one on the tree too, I think. Sometimes I just sit. Do I have that one? I actually think I don't. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I read this one. I mean, I read it just in case. Chay came down the stairs and noticed that Kishan was still seated at the counter, staring into a glass of something. It was a mixed drink of some kind, but it didn't look like coffee to Chay. You mind company? Said Chay, leaning on the seat next to Kishan. By all means, said Kishan. I don't see anyone else using that seat. Well, you might have been using it, said Chay. As a buffer. I'm not looking for conversation, said Kishan, but I'm not really looking to avoid it either. That makes two of us, said Chay. He leaned across the counter and reached down, locating a cup and a bottle purely by touch from a familiar nook in the bar. He poured himself a finger of whiskey, just enough to warm his tongue. Kishan continued staring into his own drink, his expression unwavering. Chay shrugged and sampled his own drink, feeling the warmth of the drink as the whiskey spread across his tongue and trickled down his throat. He set the glass down. The next few moments passed in silence as Kishan continued staring into his own glass, and Chay absently turned his empty glass on the counter. Kishan finally broke the silence. If you're waiting for me to finish up this drink so you can offer me some of whatever that is, you might be waiting a long time, said Kishan. I wouldn't offer you this, said Chay. It's a special bottle, older than I am. Something like that ought to be kept in private, don't you think? Said Kishan. Chay shrugged. I have no problem letting people sample it if they want it. This bottle has a way of never running empty. But a whiskey like this, you don't get it just by sitting there passively. You have to at least take the step of asking for it. Because it only gives when people are expected to get. If I offer, it won't work. It sounds like you have a bottle that is in the business of filling people's subconscious prophecies, said Kishan. That does seem to be the case, said Chay. I try not to think about it. Bad juju. Juju? Is that a real thing here? As real a thing here as it is anywhere, said Chay. Kishan looked contemplative for a moment. If the bottle is in the business of fulfilling people's expectations, what happens if I expect you to pour me a drink and find the bottle empty? Don't, said Chay, cutting him off. Don't even get me thinking about it. Because if I start thinking about it, it might happen. I've got a good thing going here. Don't jinx it. Alright, said Kishan. Sorry if I mess with your mojo. Or juju, or whatever it is. I didn't mean to break anything. It's not as fragile as that. This isn't the first time I've had this conversation. Just, why play with fire if you don't have to, you know? I think I will have some of that whiskey, said Kishan. Lord knows I'm not making any progress with this. He looked at the drink in front of him and pushed it aside. Chay smiled and reached behind the counter for another glass, pouring a single finger for Kishan. Kishan took a sip. That's smooth, he said. I know, said Chay. They don't make them like they used to. Well, they do, but they'll take a few more decades to get there. Kishan cleared his throat and started coughing. He pounded his chest with his fist and let out a wheeze before settling down. You're right, said Chay. Yeah, said Kishan. I think I'm alright. Whatever rut Kishan had been in when he sat down, he seemed to be out of it by now. There was something about that dry whiskey that had a way of catching people's throats by surprise, and there was something about a coughing fit had a way of getting butterflies out of the stomach. Maybe it wasn't much, but it was something. Chay smiled as he put away the bottle, giving it an affectionate pat as he set it down. One less case of postmortem depression in the world. Good job, Papi. Did his dad make the whiskey? The magic whiskey? Bro, I want a bottle of whiskey that never runs out. Imagine. I'm not even a big whiskey drinker, but like imagine just having a bottle that never runs out. Judgment, yes, no, yeah, I think there's nothing else here. The floor was something, but I'm pretty sure I read this one. I'm pretty sure I read the floor. I read the floor. Let me see the memories. Oh, here it is. Sometimes I just sit. The heist main cast first pass. For fancies. I love saying these sketches. And that's how he came to be. Look at this man. I'm pretty sure I have cherished. I do not have it, I think. What? What? I might have not read as much as I thought the first time. What you doing? Said Ned. Oh, it's Ned. Chay spoke without turning his head. Looking at the wall over there. Oh no, yeah, the wall. I remember the wall talk. So yeah, I did read this when he was like looking at the wall. And so then he was like, oh, so you're doing nothing. No, I'm looking at the wall. So let's get out of here, see what else we find. Before we jump into the next chapter proper. Basement. So this is like under the basement. Whee! I'm hoping we can get to explore these doors too. Whatever they are. There's Maddie, there's Ashley, there's Kishan. Anyone outside? No. There's the boys, the babies up there. These guys. And yeah, I think we're good to jump to the next one. So continue. Continue. Let's see what else awaits us. As soon as this game finishes loading. Oh hey, this is from the opening. Remember the anime opening this game has? What is she doing? This is on you. Reaches out into the void. There's no question. You are a failure. The council is going to take the cafe away from you. And you should have seen this all coming. What's with that clock? Episode 7, Ghost. Like the Suicide song. What is she doing and what's so creepy about it? She was just being an anime edge protagonist, I guess. Day 3, 7 AM, the terminal. This never gets old. You know, I wonder for a long time how I would feel if I never got old. And then I tried it out. And I got old anyway. There's probably a moral in that story somewhere. When did we ever have time for morals anyway? You're a hellion, you know that? It's weird to think that you used to just be a mild-mannered student. I was just better at biting my tongue. Huh. If anything, I just hope that I was able to make your life a little more interesting. We had a pretty good run, mate. I don't want you to feel like I wasted my time on you. Or that having you in my life hasn't been an absolute bloody privilege. Can we do this later? It's just... Of course. I reckon I see someone walking over. Can you get the machine ready? Yeah. Baby. Let's make some fucking coffee. Here you go. Again, sorry for the wait. Thanks. If we were anywhere else, I'd just not come back. But the beans. And I promise it won't happen again. Thanks for your patience. I love this track. How long was I staring at the wall? 15 minutes, by my reckoning. Need this game to insert face connect character. The face connect coffee needs to make it in here. What the hell? I came inside from zipping up the front, and just saw you staring blankly into your mug while that customer was just standing there. They were being very patient. I have no idea how that happened. I feel... terrible? It's no biggie. Like you told me the other day. Our rows are iconic enough that we can afford to get away with stuff like that once in a while. Well, yeah, but... the context of that conversation was when we just fought up dozens of ashlings that didn't believe us. When we told them we weren't stray pieces of cutlery. Yeah... we probably shouldn't let that happen again. Trust me, it's not on the agenda. But, like I was saying, people love this place. Even if they sometimes have to wait 15 minutes for the barista to stop hyper-focusing on her coffee. Yeah, I don't know. That isn't meant to happen. How long have you been awake? I think maybe 3 days? What? Girl! Good lord. That's bad, yeah? I'm honestly amazed you're not seeing things. Oh, I'm hallucinating hardcore. No worries there. I also keep seeing faces in coffees. They saying anything interesting? The gonna sleep schedule. Nothing but echoes of my internal monologue. More espresso, less depresso. I'm sure it's a fun time. It's a blast. At least your hands don't need to be too steady to make coffee. See, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. Shh. She's losing it. Anyway, speaking of coffee, you should make some. I'm already like 15 shots deep, man. I think I'll die if I have any more. No, Maddie. I'm saying you have a job to do. Sorry, I feel like you're trying to lead me into some sort of conclusion here, but... For the customer, right here, who I assume is wanting a coffee. Take her face. Oh, shit. My bad. Haven't slept for... What can we get you? 1 latte, 1 soy flat white. Sure thing. Feel free to take a sit. We'll bring them over. Man. Yep. 15 shots, though. Really? Because, just saying, at some point you're gonna hit a lethal dose. I have some insane tolerance happening here. I'm gonna lower the volume a little bit. I mean, I don't know, is the music okay for you guys? Or could we lower it a little bit? Because I can just lower it on my end. If it's fine for you. Seems fine? Okay. Yeah, no, because I mean, I lowered the game for stream. I did not lower it for me, so it was a bit loud for me, but I can just lower it on my end. And there'll be no changes for you guys. I have some insane tolerance happening here. I think. I hope. Right. Well, I respect your right to make a complete idiot out of yourself and die in the process. I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't. Huh. I can't believe everyone's gonna know me as the person who killed her boss in a botched necromancy attempt. She's fine. You know, that's hella street rep right there. Cause is gonna be too afraid of me to screw with me. I don't think they're too intimidated by you, fortunately. Why is my phone vibrating? Okay, nothing important. Damn it. Let's not worry about that for now, though. What should I worry about instead? Nothing? Buddy. I tried. Hey, actually... Where's Ashley? Sleeping upstairs. We're not gonna get much out of her for a few hours, at least. And Keisha's gone off somewhere in the terminal with Ned. They're around. Somewhere? Good that Ashley's getting some sleep, though. Imagine if you did that. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Uh-huh. But also, she's okay, right? Yep. Just need some rest and maybe a few days of tapering off caffeine. Oh. She's gonna be cranky. As a mule. Well, I have that to look forward to. I'm sure it'll be plenty of fun. What can we get you? What roast do you have today? Let me see. We've got your standards, espresso, Italian, city. No, I'm looking for something fancy. Fancy, you say? What do you have in mind? I don't know. Something new. Different. Special. Artisanal. What? Psst, Maddie. What? In English, that word translates to artisanal. Thanks. Anytime, mate. We got a pretty nice house roast that you might like. The beans are sourced from a faraway land, enchanted with subtle magics. What land? Tell me. They're from Brisbane. What else? I'll give you your secret blind if you stop holding up the line. I'll take it. Go sit down. I'll bring it over to you. What were you gonna give him? I was just gonna take a blowtorch to some espresso beans. Come on, Maddie. What? Don't be ridiculous. I don't know what you mean. I mean that it's a waste of time for you to do that when you've got people to serve. Be right back. He's gonna do it. He wants to play with the blowtorch. Now it's quiet. Day 3, 10:45 a.m. The terminal. And she's still not sleeping. And she's drinking more coffee. God, you weren't kidding. This is awful. How are you able to drink that without your entire face crumbling into dust? It's so dry that it gave Antarctica a run for its money. Sips. Antarctica is a desert. Technically. It's true. Technically. Shut up. I find it drinkable because it reminds me of good times. What? It's thoroughly shithouse. It reminds me of lost loves. It's very worrying to me that this concentrated binge juice reminds you of a relationship. Oh, I've told you about her. Wait. You're not talking about... Yep, the fugitive. The one who I took in for a few months. I thought you liked her. I did. The taste reminds me of her because it's smoky. Like licking a friggin' tailpipe. And has vague hints of iron. I have concerns, Chay. Never thought I'd have a succubus drop by, to be honest. Wait, you never told me she was a succubus. Succubus. Didn't I? Well, I suppose it would have been inappropriate to mention that in front of Ashley. Oh yeah, her head will definitely explode. But yes, she was a succubus. I wouldn't have ever expected a cute demon to crash in my bar, but ended up having a wonderful, if short-lived, relationship. That's actually really sweet. Yeah. Still weird that the coffee reminds you of her, but I've heard weirder things. If I explain it to you, your head will explode too. Well, you mentioned tailpipes. Well, that's my break time over. Time to get back to work running a cafe doing barista things. Nope. Nopes! Don't wanna hear about whatever you did with the tailpipe. I'm gonna go perform some barista-related activities and you are welcome to join me, I guess. Walks away. Don't forget to water the plants. Water them yourself. It's your job. Busy. Goodbye. Ghost, you should have seen this coming. Okay, what's with that achievement? Explain yourself, game. Wait, that was it? Huh.
Are we starting to hear you so we can be part of a robot fight club? For real? Is this why I was raised from the day I'm still in a metal shell? Is that the only reason? Guys are freaking out. Why aren't you saying anything? Guys. Wait, I'm getting a phone call. Give me a second. I'm gonna get myself. Okay, I'm back.
It was a survey poll. They were like, oh, we're making a survey about like the prime ministers. I'm like, oh, I know nothing about them. They were like, okay, bye.
Heh, eggplants. Right? I should poach some of them. Seriously? Is this not a big deal to you? Nah. Well, if I even want to. And it's only good fun. You're really endorsing capturing creatures and forcing them to fight one another? Sure, why not? It's not like we really have the capacity to get injured or bleed. Ethics, schmetics. Unbelievable. You two are unbelievable. Yeah. Hey, is that the sound of someone calling us? I think it might be. Doing calls and all that. Toodles!
I love the robots still. They're so good. That was a short chapter though. So maybe we can actually finish today. Depending on how long the next one is. Imagine finishing a game. Don't forget to water the plants. What if I don't? What if I don't water the plants? Time to look for new text. there must be something new around here. I mean, that's why they put me here, right? There's always new stuff around, I think, maybe. Can't go up there. That's called murder. Watering the plants. Wait, I'm getting another call. What's up today? Alright, I'm back. I'm getting a lot of scam calls lately from FedEx. The funny thing is that they actually come. I mean, it's either that or someone put their phone number wrong. Because I mean, if I Google the number, it actually is the FedEx customer service number. But like I'm not waiting for any FedEx package. And also, like I know FedEx usually leaves a note at your door first, but they don't just call you and be like, oh, we need a signature to release a package. I'm like, what? That one I have. That'll be story roll. I think, unless it's like, oh no, it's just one. So what? There's nothing new? For real? Wait, there's something here. Not that delicate operation. I also got it. Is my sister getting one? No, I don't think we have anything through FedEx. The thing is that what I think I find it weird is because I know FedEx will usually like leave a note at your door, you know, or like even send you an email sometimes. Oh wait, this is new? Game room? I mean, I think it's new. So when they call you like, because and it's a recorder, it's a pre-recorded message too, so it's like not actually anyone calling you from like customer support. It's a pre-recorded message saying like, we're calling from FedEx, blah blah blah. We need a signature to release a package. I'm like, what? Oh yeah, no, I've been here. This is where Ashley was once. Do I have them? Tanqueray 10? That's why I'm like sketchy, because I say I know they usually will leave you a note first. Like they will either just drop by and or call you, you know? And if they don't find you, they will leave you a note. So I don't think I have this one. about Samantha. This game feels really comfy. It is. And it gets really deep sometimes too. Samantha sat alone at the bar, taking occasional sips from a glass of gin. She wasn't sure that tonight was a night she really wanted to be drinking, but the comforting familiarity of the gin kept her raising the glass to her lips. The drink didn't settle well in her stomach, but each sip left her feeling warm, and with each sip the knot in her stomach seemed to become less and less noticeable, and so she kept drinking. The green bottle had become something of a friend over the years, and with it she shared the kind of friendship born not out of any sort of affection so much as one of familiarity and convenience. Drinking the Tanqueray neat took her back to the first apartment she lived in after moving from her hometown in New Mexico to the parts of Melbourne that bordered the docks. The same apartment where she discovered that liquor was vastly cheaper when bought by the bottle than when bought by the glass in the setting of a bar. And where she learned that the cinnamon and coriander gave the gin enough flavor without the need for mixers. The Tanqueray was her coming-of-age drink, and consequently she enjoyed a private relationship with it. Most of the alcohol she had consumed in the past year had been on the job, but gin was something that she kept hidden away at home, for the private moments when it was only her, a green bottle, and an overwhelming sense of dread. Samantha emptied the glass, and for a moment continued to hold the empty glass up to her mouth, looking down her nose at the bottom of the glass, as if asking God for a sign that this was the time to stop drinking. She had no intention of stopping, but she figured it was worth giving the everlasting chance to interdict if she was transgressing by drinking so heavily. No divine intervention came to stop her from raising her hand to signal Maddie for another drink. There was a small throbbing inside her ears that seemed to think it was a bad idea, but she was sure that was the result of hearing damage, and not the voice of God ringing in her ears. She was fairly sure that she didn't believe in God, but something about her Catholic upbringing kept her occasionally checking in just to confirm that her suspicions that there wasn't anyone upstairs judging her on her hedonism. Still, if there was any time or place to question her lack of belief in God, a cafe that seemed to exist in the borderland between life and death seemed as good a place as any to do it. Her mother had told her that it was only by the grace of God that she walked the earth, and if it wasn't a force of God that kept this cafe's door open, it was certainly something otherworldly. Fate of Icar? Ah, Fate of Icarus. Do I have that one? I do not. This is what I just unlocked. Hey, it's the whole gang! They're all here! They're T-posing. So where is it? Fate of Icarus. The first thing Chay noticed when he entered Ashley's workshop was that her workbench was not in its usual place. It had been pushed up against the wall. The second thing he noticed was that Ashley was sitting on the bench, her back slumped against the wall, evidently still feeling the effects of a caffeine crash. Hey, said Ashley, but her eyes didn't move up to meet his. That wasn't like Ashley. She usually greeted people with her eyes before greeting them with her voice. Hey kiddo, said Chay. You doing okay? I am okay. I'm feeling tired and achy and yet somehow unable to rest is okay, said Ashley. My mind is still amped up but unable to do anything productive. Why do I feel like this, Chay? Is this my life now? Am I going to be okay? Chay stepped up to Ashley's workbench and seated himself next to her. I told you to relax, but you sound like you're already trying and failing. So, maybe it's okay to be amped up and also tired? It's kind of the worst, said Ashley. To be tired, but also incapable of resting. Chay smiled. Tired, but also incapable of resting described how he felt on most days. It had become such a familiar part of his condition that he forgot what it was like to be young, You have the kind of energy that Ashley always seemed to be brimming with. I think you have to get used to that, kiddo, said Chay. I think you're just getting an early taste of what being an adult is like. That's not reassuring at all, said Ashley. You feel like this every day? If you came here to comfort me, you are doing a terrible job. Chay frowned. He always considered himself a good teacher, but he'd come to learn that mentoring someone requires skills beyond simply teaching them a skill. When it came to comforting people in times of crisis, he always seemed to manage to find the right words. On day-to-day matters, however, well, said Chay, I think I spent a lot of days feeling how you feel right now. But luckily, this will pass for you. And look at it this way. You learned something today, didn't you? Yes, said Ashley. Might is in possession of powerful potions that can yield devastating effects, and she disguises them under innocent-sounding names like espresso. Chay nodded, more not prompting her to continue than to display approval. But also you have a terrible bedside manner. Well, but you weren't forced to drink the coffee, were you? No, I did that to myself, said Ashley. Is that what you wanted me to say? You're right, Chay. I tried something new for the first time, and now I get to spend the rest of my life regretting it. Try a few hours, said Chay. I'm pretty sure the regret will wear off as soon as you recover from this caffeine crash. After that, hopefully it will be codified in a part of your brain that hesitates just a little bit when you're tempted to ask for a third or fourth espresso shot. Ashley continued looking straight ahead. Point remains, trying new things can be hazardous to your health. Actions have consequences, and the consequences can feel real bad. She opened her mouth and made a noise that was halfway between a gasp and a yawn, like someone who had too much carbon dioxide in their bloodstream and didn't know how to correct the problem without making a face that resembled a fish. Thanks for the lesson, Chay. I'm never going to try ingesting anything new ever again. Chay frowned again and tried his best to course correct back to something that resembled a useful lesson. That's nice and all, but I don't think that avoiding new and novel drinks is going to protect you from ever encountering harm again. Right, which is why I'm not limiting it to drinks, said Ashley. No new foods, I've got a decent enough palate anyway. I think I'm good sticking to the same dozen or so meals for the rest of my life. Chay looked at Ashley and hesitated for a moment. He wasn't sure what words of wisdom he could impart to the girl, but he was pretty sure that words weren't the only way to get someone out of a slump. Ashley, stand up. He stood up himself, for fear of looking unwilling to follow his own advice. Why? Because you can. I can't. All the more reason to stand up, said Chay. You should stand up to prove that you can. And if you can't, well, that's good to know too. Ashley groaned and twisted so that she was lying down on the workbench. Chay was about to object, but then she started rolling off the workbench and plopped onto the floor. Ouch. Chay watched at Ashley, not reaching down to offer her a hand. If she was capable of saying ouch, she was capable of asking for help if she needed it. Several painful moments later, Ashley lifted herself off the floor and shuffled backward until she was leaning against the wall next to her workbench. See? See? You thought you couldn't stand, but you can. Hooray for me, I'm overjoyed, she said in a tone that was clearly far from overjoyed. You can sit down if you'd like to, said Chay, sensing that standing was actually a non-trivial fit for Ashley at this moment. She hopped back onto the workbench, but this time sat perched at the edge, with her legs hanging over the edge, rather than slumped back with her back against the wall like she had been when he had first walked in. That was a good sign. I don't want one bad experience to kill your sense of adventure, said Chay. Look at where my sense of adventure has gotten me, Chay. I flew too close to the sun, and now that I'm on the surface of the sun, the lights are all bright and I feel hot and tingly all over and I feel tired like it's summer all the time and I really don't like it. I'm just like Icarus. That's not how the story of Icarus goes though. Isn't it? Icarus didn't fly to the sun. His journey was limited to our atmosphere. He just got too close to the sun and his wings melted. Ashley raised an eyebrow. Oh, is that what happened? Now the part at the beginning of the story where his dad tells him not to fly too close to the sun or his wings will melt makes a lot more sense. Classic foreshadowing. Classic. You're forgetting a part of the story though. Icarus' father told him not to fly too high or the sun will melt his wings. But he also said not to fly too low when crossing the sea, or his wings will get wet and he will sink and drown. Wow, so Icarus flying high was actually brilliant. His wings melted, but he managed to avoid drowning. Ashley's voice was still monotone, but she was leaning forward. Well, no. He still drowned because after his wings melted, he crashed into the sea. Ashley gave a nod of acknowledgement. Same result, so the moral of the story is that you're doomed no matter what you do? No. He drowned. But before he drowned, he soared. The story still ends with him drowning. Every story ends with death in some way, Ashley. The question isn't whether you will die or not. The question is, before you die, will you take the opportunity to see just how high can you fly? Damn. Sheesh. That one I have, yeah. I think that might be all the one here. I read something that under also I read that I remember. And I also have that one. So back to the cafe we go. Back to the cafe we go, I say. And downstairs. Anything new here? Anything new here? Why do I feel like this is different? Maybe I'm just hallucinating. Wait, there's... Oh wait, I can't get there. I was like, there's a staircase that goes like all the way up. But I can't. This bench is too much for me. Can't go down here either. So back to the cafe it is. Back to the cafe it is. You can pick your you can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you cannot pick your friend's nose. True, very true. Very true facts, very true wisdom. Thank you for sharing. Alright, so let's go. 460 for an apple. Okay, let's continue. What awaits us here? Quiet. Hello? Oh no, the ghosts. Hello? What was that about? Someone in the basement? Hello? Oh, it's Ned. Pick that nose, whoever it is. No, do not. Do not pick people's noses, please.
These bloody things, I just...
Now, who's making a mess?
Shite. Don't scare me like that, you wanker. You'll... Oh. Mate, you don't look so good.
Huh? Oh, he's just disappearing. What's wrong with that? This thing?
Yes, Chay.
It's fine.
It very obviously is not. You keep yourself together.
Fine.
I've only seen this once before.
People don't tend to last as long as you or I.
And even when they do,
It hurts like hell, yeah.
does Mary know about this?
No. She's got enough guilt to deal with. I'm sure she just believes I'm uncomfortable, like Kishan is.
What stage is he at?
Headaches. Memory loss. We had a bit of a chat about it yesterday.
Chay.
I know. I'm not staying much longer. I'll stop disturbing the balance before long.
Damn the balance. You're falling apart as you watch.
Like I said, I'm not staying long.
I cannot believe Mary's presumptions this.
Hey, cut it out. She realizes that she's messed up, and she's doing her best to make amends.
Surely it's too late for that.
I don't think so. Come on, come sit down. Things aren't that bad.
No?
No. I might be dying, and I might be having to deal with a lot of pain and guilt, but
Guilt?
I feel like I failed as a mentor for Maddie. She's not going to regain her confidence for a long time, I think.
In necromancy? Necromancy?
And just in general. It's easy to second guess yourself over every little decision after something big like this happens.
I'd appreciate it if she second guessed herself a little more often, to be honest.
I'm sure you would. Anyway, aside from the pain, and the guilt, and the impending death, I feel quite good. You know, details.
Yeah, you sound like you're doing great.
Huh. I'm just happy that she doesn't feel like she has to save me anymore. Even if that's just a result of her not managing to pull off the ritual.
I don't feel like it was ever about the ritual, was it?
No. We tried it the first time just because we were feeling like doing something risky. Something that could give us a little extra breathing room.
Breathing room for...
Getting the council off our backs, actually. Getting some space to pursue our studies without outside interference.
Oh.
But even that was just... I don't know. Maybe motivated by spite or something.
You've got plenty of reasons to feel that way towards us.
I don't feel that way towards you, mate. You know that, right?
I have some doubts.
You might be a constant needle in my side, but you're also one of my oldest friends. And that means a lot more than any sort of affiliation with a bunch of snobbish prudes who wouldn't know innovation if it'll slap them in the face.
Oof.
That doesn't mean I don't miss the good times we had. We were undermining governments before it was cool.
You mean the prank letters we kept sending to the parliament in 77?
Subversive pushes for real democracy.
Uh-huh. You know, even when I met you, you seemed like you'd never die. I didn't know anything about you, but you had a weird energy around you.
I didn't plan on it, really. The plan was to stick around for as long as I wanted to, and then move onwards when I felt like it.
Do you feel like moving on?
Oh, this face. How is it so expressive? I'm getting more comfortable with the idea. Icarus didn't want to fall into the ocean either. But everything's gotta fall out of the sky at some point. And Maddie was just trying to catch me.
You're not actually okay with this.
No, I'm not. Lying to myself is easier than admitting that.
I'm gonna miss you, mate.
I hope you won't forget me.
Forget you? I'm going to stick a photo of you up on the wall in our office. Big one. But seriously, I want you to know that you've been a good friend, even though we've taken different paths. When they caught me and pressed me to service, seeing you again was the thing that really brought me back to life. Made me realize I could live like this, stuck here, because there was nobody else left for me. Nobody who could see me, at least. You know? I won't forget that.
That means a lot to hear. Thank you, friend. Man. Man. Hey. You alright, mate? He is not alright. I'm going to sit here for a bit, if that's okay. Right here on the ground. If you'd like me to leave, just let me know at any time and I'll let you be. Alright? It's a nice day out. The weather here can be a pain in the arse. But days like this, they make it worth it, you know? I love to just sit and let the sun warm me. It's been a couple of weeks since it happened now. And I feel like the sun's warmth is the only thing that really helps me pull myself together. Yeah, what you're feeling. I'm feeling it too, pretty intensely. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. A few times a day, I totally lose myself. As in, my sense of self. And also, my physical self. But, if you plan on sticking around and taking up a position with the council, that'll go away. You definitely don't want to stick around as long as I have. Not to seem intent or anything. I just had a hunch, seeing as you were talking to Ned. They're not evil. They're just impartial, which is its own kind of cruelty. I wouldn't judge you if you wanted to stay either. There are plenty of delight hidden in Melbourne's dark corners. Ned can show you around, if you ask nice enough. I'm sorry, mate. I've gotta ask. Is this helping at all? Because I'm honestly happy to sit here in silence. I thought you'd appreciate a yarn, though. No, it's fine. Alright. So, fun things in Melbourne. I suppose this story starts around the 1860s, when I first came over. Learned the language pretty quick. Not that it helped with dealing with the colonials. What do you come over for? Gold. Same as everyone else. And so... Then he showed me these ridiculous drawings of himself wearing armor. Like a medieval knight. I always had a not noble streak in him. Maybe I didn't aim it in the right direction all the time. But then he left before I could help him use it a little more productively. And things changed pretty quickly after that. I see. It's never too late though. Maybe you'll be able to help him rekindle it, eh? Me? Oh. I don't think I could. It'd be easier than you'd think. I'll have to take your word for it. Regardless of whether you decide to meddle, do take care of him for me, alright? That man has a lot of pain, and Matt is not necessarily always the nicest about it. I know that I'm asking a lot. You don't have to cuddle him or anything. Just watch out for him when you can. I think I can do that. Oh, he's saying he like his goodbyes to everyone. You heard that, right? What? The noise inside? Yes. Is it something bad? I have a rough idea of what it is. No need to worry. I'll deal with it. And if I don't see you before I go, you will. I'll make sure I'm here. See you in a little bit then. No, I'm so sad. Oh, they're actually fighting. Get him, Cooper! Make your creator proud! Palmer, stop slacking! Duck and weep! Kick his ass! That's an order! Ashley? What? No knife this time? I mean... What? Turn around. Now, how this get... Oh. Yeah, it went straight through you. Interesting. I'll say, you should perhaps not do this in the future, though. Most people aren't as insubstantial as me. I'm trying to win myself out of the habit, yeah. You'll notice that this knife is slightly smaller than the previous one. I honestly can't tell the difference. But I'll take your word for it. I'll be throwing butter knives at the back of Mighty's head before you know it. Don't worry. Please don't murder each other after I go. Course not. No, really. It'll break my heart if you two stop being friends over something silly. I won't let it happen. Good. When did the music stop? Oh no, sad music again. Now, what's happening here? Just doing some prototyping for Raw Battle Royale? Ah, that name though. What about it? I just feel like everything's a Battle Royale these days. I have no idea what you're talking about, old man. Never mind. What's the story with these poor things? Cooper and Palmer? I wanted to see if they still remember Asimov's loss of robotics. And did they? No, Palmer gave me a light stabbing. Oh dear. Are you sure you're alright? Yeah, I like to give them a little taste of blood every now and then. What? Makes them fight better. Hungrier. Hungry for victory and blood. And I'm assuming you'd rather them not follow Asimov's laws. You assume correctly. Please don't let this mix in with the rest. It'll be impossible to tell them apart. Why would that be a bad thing, though? Because they'd be terrible at delivering coffee if they knew they could use the mugs as projectile weapons? I think they'd be extra enthusiastic. The way he smiled, like, just do it. I won't, though, don't worry. I wasn't going to do it in the first place. Look at you, turning into a responsible human being. Hey, you take that back. No, I'm proud. With you and Matt in charge, I feel like I'm leaving the cafe in good hands. We'll do our best to make you proud, you old fart. What'd I do to deserve that? Getting all sappy on me. Huh. If you'd rather me not talk about it. No, it's fine. I feel pretty good about it. Good? People always come and go from here, right? Oh. I suppose you're used to it. I think so. I sort of expected to be all sad and emotional. But this is just another goodbye. Ah. And that's fine. I'm going to be sad, yeah. But I don't think this is a new feeling. Plus, you're always gonna be around here to some degree. Can't have the cafe without the Chay. Or the Chay. You're a good egg, you know? She is. What? Oh, I was assuming there was gonna be some kind of pun following that. I will never. Will you not? I probably would. The truth! It's finally revealed! Good. Because I'm great and you don't need any encouragement. Good egg? Really? I call you that because when you're around, it's always a shell of a good time. The way her smile just drops. I'm always cracking up. You got an excellent poker face there. Don't you like my jokes? I'm not scrolling the delivery, am I? Someone stop this man. Loading. 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 I don't want him to go. Here you go. Let me know if I can get you anything else. Can't leave you for a moment without you being mean to the customers, can I? You gotta stop appearing out of nowhere, man. Gonna give me heart palpitations. But you didn't even jump. I'm very startled. Internally. Well, enjoy it while you can. You're gonna keep using that excuse for everything, aren't you? Might as well, right? I guess I'll let you get away with it. How generous! But you gotta come downstairs and help me figure out some stuff. What sort of stuff? Science stuff! You want to troubleshoot the ritual, don't you? Yep. Are you sure you want to do that instead of anything else? Uh-huh. We're going back to the ritual. This looks like it works. What the shit? I don't remember leaving it like this. Unless you let a gorilla in after I left or something. That didn't happen, as far as I'm aware. Oh, duh. I'll just tap into the building's subliminal memory. And here. The building's subliminal memory. How do I do that? That absolute ratbag. Magic caps, exotic chalks. Oh no, this is actually Ned talking. I thought it was just Maddie talking bad about himself. Talking bad about him, I mean.
And not a single thought for how to reuse or for obtaining the proper import licenses or... I'm gonna have to shut it down. No question. Shit.
Well, that's not a good sign. Not surprising, though. That's a problem for later. Really? Yep. God, just look at these magic caps. They're totally fried. Maddie, I wonder if we just needed some really big resistors in the circuit. What will they achieve? It just got hotter and would lose some of the energy. No, I think we maybe had too much energy at that point. So if we dissipated some of it during the second phase, when we were trying to transfer it anyway, it might have stopped the conduit from overloading. Wouldn't it not be smarter to just try and transfer less energy in the first place? I think we'd have issues with opening the conduit in that case. We should have drastically rethought our approach after the first time. I'm glad we're having this revelation now instead of at any other time. And given the multi-phase structure of the ritual, it's obvious now that we needed to shift the ways in which we were utilizing energy, instead of just boosting the amount we were trying to pump into it. Maybe I'm just talking in circles here, but I still believe this is viable, just maybe not with this equipment. Chay is not having this. Have you got a pen on you? I have to write this down somewhere. I don't believe it's worth it to keep on trying to make this work. I agree that it's probably possible, but... But what? I can't bear the thought of you getting yourself killed by trying this again. You already gotten close to hurting yourself twice. But I didn't end up hurting myself. So it's okay. Yes, because I took the hit. Both times. And as long as you're trying this, you're going to keep hurting people. And eventually you'll get to the point where you can't bear to see anyone else get hurt through your recklessness. So you'll use yourself as a test subject. And you will die. Get into your head, damn it. You want to know what it's like to be on the other side of this? Wishing for one more day? One more good day where you can think straight and not have to worry about saying goodbye to your friends for the last time? I keep telling everyone that I'm fine with this, that my time was up anyway. Guess what? It's a lie. I was lying to myself and to everyone else. I am terrified of living. And I'm pissed off, too. Of course I'm pissed off. One life was never enough for me. I feel incredibly guilty, Maddie. Any failing of yours is mine because I didn't teach you well enough. I'm too far gone to fix things, but not too far gone to care. But please, give me this. Don't throw everything away. Nothing is more important than this. Just don't. If you want to respect my memory, all you need to do is remember me. My life's work is the cafe, not this ritual. And I'll be damned if I let you throw that away, or throw yourself away, just to stroke your own ego. My one regret, my only regret, is chasing that power myself. Stretching myself thin to find extra time, and for what? Some overblown sense of achievement? I regret it. And as I stand on the cusp of oblivion, I realize that I am afraid for the first time. It's new, Maddie, and it burns. I don't want to go. I want one more day. Just one more day. After all this, after you kept me here against my will, without asking me, without taking a second to check whether I was okay with it, at the end, I can't bring myself to take that last step without being pushed. Isn't that ridiculous? It's not. I really am losing it, huh? Everything about me is drifting away. Chay, it's not. I'm sorry. Let me finish. I shouldn't have forced you to stay. You're right. And everything you've said is fair and valid and understandable. Except for one thing. You might not feel like it, but you're still the Chay I know and love. Doing your best to take care of everyone. Keeping them safe from anything that got in their way. And giving them the space to work things out themselves when they need to. I try to follow your example, but I guess I didn't stick the landing on that last bit. I wish I could give this another shot. Right from the start. You said earlier that having me in your life was a privilege. Chay, the privilege is all mine. You feel guilty for this, and that's fair. But you've changed my life for the better in 1,000 different ways. And I think a lot of other people could say the same. I don't blame you. Maybe one day soon I'll be able to stop blaming myself too. I'm sorry for yelling. You didn't deserve that. It's okay. And you know it's okay to be scared. You can't practice dying. There's no test run for that. And if we'd pull up the ritual, it would have only given you a month or two before things started getting bad again. But desperate times call for desperate measures, yeah. Look at us. Pair of saps, aren't we? I feel like it's healthy, like getting your emotional vegetables. Nah, this conversation is more like a spinac. As in, good in a quiche, or... I'd kick your ass if I didn't know my foot would fly right through it, you know? Very fair. I don't know if I can do this without you. Do what? All this. I know things feel overwhelming right now. But believe me when I say that you're the most qualified person in the world to run this cafe. The most qualified living person. You fucker. And I'm the most qualified person to make that judgment, so there. I guess I can't argue with that. You sure can't. I fully believe that you're gonna do some great things with this place, if you're gonna stop Ned from shutting it down. Don't fall into the mindset of preserving broken things just because they remind you of the past, okay? I won't. Atta girl. There's something I need to go do. Come find me when you're ready. I won't be too far away. Alright, I will. Day 3, 4 p.m. The terminal. We're back to Ashley.
No, not like that. Like this.
But you said not to tap it too hard.
Look at it! The coffee just fell out. You gotta tap it hard enough that it doesn't fall out.
You could have told me that before.
I didn't expect you to just lightly tap it.
Hey, is this gonna take much longer? I got somewhere to be.
It'll be just a moment. It's just a short black. How are you finding this hard?
I got this. Why are they making him make coffee? What did he do?
Acceptable.
Hey, that was meant to be mine, right?
We're exploring synergies and working on disrupting the coffee industry. Please bear with us for just a moment longer. Again.
No. Don't worry, mate. You're doing fine. Are you gonna make my coffee?
Actually, we're gonna close up for tonight.
Everyone leave. What? But it's not even getting dark yet.
What sort of crappy coffee joint closes at 5 in the afternoon?
Basically, we're placed in Adelaide, I think.
But we're not there.
We're in Melbourne.
We're not there. We're in Melbourne. So just go find coffee somewhere else.
Unbelievable.
What gives on, man? I'm closing because I want to spend time with you lot. Yourself included, Ned.
I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
Of course not.
How long are you planning on sticking around?
Not much longer, you old curmudgeon.
Curmudgeon?
I didn't mean it like that.
I know. You should all sit down. I'll make us drinks.
He wants to spend time with everyone before he leaves. Why?
So I've decided that this is it. I'm gonna head off in a little while.
You sound pretty calm about it.
I am calm.
So I suppose this is...
Not yet.
Alright.
The little straw.
You want one too?
Yeah, if that's okay.
It's not like we have a shortage of Corley straws. Well, in that case...
Never say I'm not prepared.
Amazing!
The man knows what his people need. A rare virtue.
How do you guys feel about Corley straws? Well, it's very much appreciated.
I'm just glad to see you all smiling. This shouldn't be a depressing memory. For any of us.
Whoa, that was a cut. Day 3, 5 p.m. Outside the terminal. Honestly, it's refreshing to see people's attitudes towards all this. I walked in here and felt pretty comprehensively awful. But being here for this, it's helped.
I'm glad to hear that. When you say it so often, it's hard to not develop a more relaxed outlook, you know? Every month, we get dozens of people like you.
Like us, I suppose.
If I have the power to help people be at peace before they move on, why won't I exercise it?
You were always too nice.
Better too nice than too harsh, generally speaking.
Not sure about that.
I'm sad!
Oh, baby.
I'm sad about this. Just wanted to make that clear. But I'm gonna be okay. Promise.
She's being so brave about this.
Thank you, little P.
Hey, I need to ask you a favor.
Me?
All of you, actually. I need you to look out for Maddie for me. She's gonna need some extra love for a while.
Of course!
Yeah. Ned just stares silently.
Alright.
I know you two have had your disagreements.
No, it's fine. I'll play nice.
You have my appreciation.
Huh. Can't really say no, can I?
Oh, you better bet I'm milking this.
I'll allow it.
Any chance you'll come along with me?
Absolutely not. I've got things to get done here. Can't be gallivanting off to higher planes when I'm drowning on obligations.
Well, can't blame you for that. Speaking of Maddie, where is she? I think she's upstairs somewhere. Why are they winking? I'll go up and join her shortly. Will you be coming back down? I don't believe so, no. I see. Is there anything you three would like me to do for you before we go? Any special requests? Nothing for me. I'd ask for a special drink or something, but I'm sure Maddie knows all your recipes. You'd be correct there. Ashley? All I require from you is your soul. No, you goofball, I need that. Well, in that case, can I have your stuff? You can fight Maddie over it. I say fight, but she'll give up pretty easily. Nice! Ned?
Hmm?
Anything you want before I go?
Don't leave me.
You can't do this to me. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Don't worry about it. I get to be doing things for you anyway. Running errands, grinding milk from the servo, you know.
Man, the sun's getting low. I gotta go in a moment, I'm afraid. Are you scared? Nah. Cool. Oof. Feeling old. Same.
Not half as old as you deserve to be feeling, I reckon.
Trust me, I'm feeling it. Now. Oh. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you too. I wish you didn't have to go. Me too. It's been cool. Definitely. I'm glad you came in. Yeah, me too. Maybe I'll see you someday in the future. I'd like that. Not too soon though. Of course. Ned, I got to go. Do something, man.
Still can't believe you were the first one out of us to go.
Life is full of surprises. Ah, they're hugging. They're friendos. Wherever I end up, I promise there'll be a place for you there. He's so sad.
Thank you.
I'll always be proud of you, no matter what.
Alright, enough of that.
Fair enough. See you around, mate.
And you.
That made me so sad. The hug. God damn this game.
Ooh, nice place. Oh, we have narration now. Maddie maintained her calm. His body had laid her for weeks now, gently moldering. He refused to visit again after the first time. She didn't blame him. Can you really expect anyone to be cheery about the prospect of sweeping leaves off of their own grave? But she didn't mind doing that job anyway. She'd always liked gardening, bringing things to life.
Wait, I got an achievement. Was that the chapter? What? 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 Okay, it's robot time. But that also means there's only one more chapter to go, I think.
So, I know that Ashley built us. But as the owner of the venue, aren't we technically bound to Chay? What is the implication here? When he's gone, what happens to us? Huh. We'll be fine, right? What are you thinking? I don't know. It didn't really cross my mind until now. Worst case scenario, we'll all just vanish. Nah, worst case scenario, we vanish. Painfully. Thanks for that. I feel way better now. Well, probably okay. Probably. How long until we find out? Oh, should be in a minute though. Well, this has been fun. Guess we'll just wait and see. I guess. Here we go.
Here we go, where? Where are we going? I don't wanna go. Man, I feel like I hope you won't forget me. I feel like the previous chapters have been so long. And like these last few had been so short, but like so heavy. Wait, we're in Maddie's place, so where's Maddie? And what's with the clock ticking? I don't like this. Oh, and it won't let me go anywhere. I mean, I can go upstairs. No, it won't let me go upstairs. So I guess there's only one way to go. And it's out. Wait, what? Why is it shining? What's this? And why does the clock get faster as I approach? What does this mean? What is going on? Wait, an actual train showed up here? I'm supposed to get in? Why is it so shiny though? Oh?
going? I can't move here. Oh, this is where Maddie was. There she is. She's looking at me. No, she's looking back. What? 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 Nani? No. Hey, old man. Hey, you. How you doing? Fine, I guess. That's good, I think. Yeah, I think so. Why is this so awkward? I've never had to do this before. Not even as the one who's gotta sweep up the mess afterwards? Not like this, no. Gotta say, I'm a little surprised. Life has a way of taking you for a loop like that. So, are you gonna... No, not yet. Let's sit for a few moments. It won't hurt. Sure. I'm sorry if this is kind of weird, but I can't get over this one thing. I'm here, sitting right here. But I'm also over there. You know? Feeling a little conflicted about it? Definitely. So you could say you're of two minds about it. I'm gonna dignify that with a laugh. Can't say I didn't try. But seriously, that's my grave. My body's right there. How weird is that? It is pretty weird, yeah. I don't feel quite as weird as I did when I was helping you bury it, though. Fair. Grave digging. All the manual labor of gardening with none of the rewards. You don't reckon I'm gonna grow into a beautiful tree? Buddy, you're already a wise old oak. Dead wise old oak. Struck by lightning, yeah. So you don't think anything's gonna grow out of me? Not unless you swallowed a bunch of seeds without me not noticing. Fret not. I don't really know what you're meant to do when you're about to pass on. I'm not prepared at all. Am I meant to be doing extra self-care or something? You're better at all that stuff than I am. Yeah, man. Get yourself a bath bomb, light some candles, charcoal face mask. The whole shebang. Is that supposed to sound appealing? Yep. God, I'm out of touch. I made a bath bomb once, but it flattened a city block. I don't think that's what a bath bomb is supposed to do. And then some. Goodness, you were such a hellion. That's why I took you in. Cause I saw that attitude in you too. Bomb making revolutionary? No, you're a born pioneer. When you put your mind to something, you'll never stop pursuing it until you get it done or kill yourself in the process. I tried about getting into the habit of assembling bombs then. Phew. Don't get me wrong though, the bath bomb in question was definitely meant to be the sort that smells nice. For real. It was just a little bit too fragrant in the end. Amazing. That aside, I think it's hard to mess up lighting some candles. Probably. You think I just carry scented candles with me wherever I go? Yes? I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't have any. Damn it. Tell me you got some downstairs at least. Yeah, but I'm not going back to get them. Nah, that's fine. After I'm gone, put a few around, maybe, to remember me. I'll let him all up for you, don't worry. Gaffa's gonna stink of chamomile for weeks. That's perfect. Man. Now, I think it's about time. What do you think? This was your call. As it should have been the whole time. Come on, let's go have a look at your work, eh? It was always about time. It's very minimalist. I like it. Hush you. Oh. Magic. Ah. The dramatic reveal. Very swish. Can't write history till it's happened. No, I suppose not. What's this written down here? Mary, did you put poetry on my headstone? Give it a read. We see but dimly through the mist and vapors. Amid these early damps, what seems to us but sad funereal tapers, maybe heaven's distant lamps. That's comforting. Chin up, old friend. It's just another step. We just gotta keep on putting one foot in front of the other. No matter where we're going. You told me that back when I was a depressed mess who wandered in here looking to hide from everything. Sorry, my own advice back at me. You monster. I guess I should stop dulling, anyhow. You do you. I feel guilty for swinging back and forth on you. Being anxious, then eager, then scared, then brave. It's cool. I'm not gonna have a go at you for it. And you have every right to feel complex feelings about this specific very scary thing. Thank you. But I can't do this. I can't stand here making you wonder if I'm gonna do it or not. I need to do it now, or I'll never leave. Maddie, Oh, he's crying. It's okay, mate. Take a deep breath. Take it in. Let it all out. Okay. All right. Maddie. Yeah? You got this. We'll see each other again. No. Oh. Man. Man. I'm not crying.
That was it? I mean, that makes sense, but also... Man. Look at all these people. Man, that was a game. When are they making another? Oh. That was some writing. It just... Damn, and all the characters are so charming. And like the way it goes back and forth between like light themes and like, you know, Japanese, they had Japanese localization, damn. And it's like at the end it's a game about death, I guess, and like coming to terms with things. But it just touches on so many things. It's so good. Hanamakia? Omaru Polka? What? Wait, run that by me again? Hello, Hanmak? I need answers. How does this have Hanamakia and Omaru Polka in the credits and it's not more spoken out about? Explain. I didn't find all the things though. I guess I might try to look for them on my own. I'm missing some of the texts because I don't have all the gallery thingies, all the memories. Oh, there's something more? Oh, look at them. A few days later, 2 p.m., the terminal. All done. Looks pretty good. You're not even looking, Maddie. It's got the right number of legs and everything. And 50% less homicidal impulses. I think. We're still aiming for 100% less, right? Sure, I guess. Well, it's progress, I suppose. Why are they not looking at each other? What happened? Maddie? Yeah? Why is the ground outside on fire? What? What? Oh, brother. Hey, is that... Oh, it's Kishan.
You ready? Yeah. Wretched, isn't it?
You know what this place needs, pal?
Tell him. What?
I don't actually know what this place needs. I was hoping I'd have thought of something by now. You guys done? I guess. Great. You'd better pick up that cigarette, Kishan. Well, I will. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. That was a cute, tough guy attitude you had going there. Yeah? Very convincing.
I and enforcement required to be imposing. It's in the job description.
Oh no, don't fire me. He's not gonna fire you. He's too much of a big softie for that. She's so pretty. Sorry, sometimes I just keep looking at her and I'm just like, she's so pretty.
I am not a softie.
Sure you aren't. You're basically a giant teddy bear with a metal hat. Hey, hold on. Did you join the council, Kishan? Yeah. Actually,
You're not gonna tell her now, are you?
huh?
I thought we were gonna do a little build-up.
Tell me what? Stairs. Too much pressure. Tell me, you weasel.
Don't be rude.
Necromancer baristas are required to be mean to council staff. It's in the job description.
It's not a good thing for you, you ought to know.
Oh, well, in that case. What's up, bud? Come on. I can't handle the suspense. Well,
Last night, we ended up in the archives.
the council archives.
Kishan went in with a particular goal and dragged me along.
Hey, you didn't protest that much.
Anyway,
You might wanna sit down for this. Okay. I managed to wipe your debt. What? Is this a bad practical joke?
no, he's telling the truth.
Turns out that there's some old bylaws that have loopholes and... Well, you're not gonna believe this. But the council allows payments of debt in a bunch of weird ways.
Yes, we really ought to fix that.
And one of those ways is through the voluntary sacrifice of a soul. Wait, what? So I was able to sacrifice myself by joining the council and wipe your outstanding debts at the same time. You did what, buddy? Well, that's silly. Huh? So, you guys get to do as much human sacrifice as you like. But as soon as I'm doing it, I'm a menace and upsetting the natural order?
Mari,
Yes, Nettie dearest.
pull your head in.
Ahem. You're right. I apologize. Kishan, you didn't do this just for me, did you? Are you sure you're okay with this? No, I promise. I promise this is fine. I wanted to stay. I was way too afraid to pass on. And I thought the concept was interesting, and I wanted to learn more about it. That might have talked me into it a little bit. But I absolutely promise that I didn't feel pressure into it. I made this decision on my own. I don't know what to say. Just consider it as me repaying the kindness I was shown when I walked in. I was really, really freaked out, and you all helped a lot with that. Ah! Thank you. Thank you so much. So, we're gonna be okay?
As long as you stay on the straight and narrow from now on, yes.
Cool.
Reckon you'll be able to do that, Mari?
Yeah. I'll do my best.
No more illegal rituals.
No more illegal rituals. Promise. I'll stick to the legal stuff for as long as I can.
I suppose that'll have to do. I understand that you're somewhat of a stuck record in this regard, and I'm trying to make my peace with that.
Look at you two, making friends. Wholesome.
Please, just try and keep your head down.
I will, yeah. Gonna be hard to cause too much trouble if you keep raiding my suppliers anyway.
Sorry, just doing my job.
Yeah, can't fault you for that.
Anyhow, I'm afraid we have places to be.
So soon? We only just got here.
I told you we were only popping in for 5 minutes. We got paperwork to do.
Responsibilities. Got you two later. Thanks again. I appreciate it a lot.
You're welcome.
Anytime.
Whoa. Kishan, what a bro. Also, I wanna have an entrance as cool as that. And like the floor catches on fire and like this fucking door opens. That's badass. And it's just the two of them now.
I'm gonna have to scrub those off.
Are we gonna do it now?
Nah, I'll do it later. Right now, though, everything's pretty calm, so I was thinking we might close up early.
What was that?
Damn it, what is it now?
Oh no, he's rising.
Oi! You'd better clean that up, you little monster. Is he trying to tell us something?
What? What?
Hey, watch it!
Oh wait, there's something there.
It's a plant? What's with the envelope? It smells nice. What's the card say?
It's from Chay. What? How?
The time for regrets and apologies is long past. All we can do is look forward to the future with a smile on our faces. Don't obsess over what could have been, please. I know you're gonna do great things, and you don't need my help for that. This is my last gift to you, my apprentice. You kept saying that you needed this, so I went out and got it. I think that even though some people claim to be ready for what lies next, everyone wants a little more time. The pun. Chay. Hey, are you okay? That bastard couldn't resist playing one last joke on us, could he?
Making puns up until the very end. Oh, they're hugging.
I'm okay. Seriously, a pun, and I can't even give him a wider look in response. I mean, he was just quoting you, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. What a dick, chat.
Let's go hang this up.
The way she put it there so softly.
I know it's just us two now, but I think he'll always be here in some form, right?
I think so, yeah.
We can't get rid of him that easily. Alright, let's close up. What are we gonna do? was thinking of heading to the hardware store. Everyone keeps saying we need more plants in here. But there's a lot of plants. Why stop at one? Epilogue. Man. Now it's over for real? Is it? Is it over? Yep. Anything new for me? I know they said this like 1,000 times, but this is such a great game. Man. Oh, that ending. It was so though, it's like... What's the term? Bittersweet? It's like, it was sad, but also not that sad. Or like, I mean, yeah, it was, sad, but like satisfying, you know? But also, oh god, the feels. The feels I got. I can't believe they haven't made another game yet. I wanna watch my... I wanna watch the achievements if I'm missing something. Where are the achievements? Post-game summary. Where are achievements, Loco? Ah, here, achievements. Oh, I got them all. You unlock all achievements. Okay, so there's nothing hidden that I'm missing, or... Man. Oh, well, that was such a great game. Let me actually stay in this screen while we talk, because it's so comfy. I love the music and the rain sounds. Oh, stretch. I don't even know what to say. Also, we finished a game. Yay! Got my objective of finishing games before I go on break. Man, this was... it was great. It was great. If someone didn't catch this in full, like, you should all go play this game and read everything. It's so good. Man, I love... So I just... I'm weak to games with, like, great writing like this. Because, I mean, the writing all over the place was excellent. Like, the jokes, the characters, the plot in general was very, yeah. The way it doesn't, like... The way that it doesn't, like, hit you right away with it. You know, it starts like... It starts very, like, oh, wow, like... Wow, so this is a cafe where, like, dead people arrive, you know, when a Keisha arrives. And then it just goes absolutely wild from there. They never really explain
like things in detail, but like you still end up like understanding stuff, like Chay being apparently somehow being immortal. But then, I mean, he died during one of the rituals. Something went wrong and he died. They were trying to get him to stay. And then like the whole second part of the game, the second half, the final, the end here, when he's just trying to accept it, and everyone else is also trying to like come to terms with it. Like, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good. I want more. I don't even know how to end this now, because like how do you end a stream after an ending like that? Oh man. Guess we're gonna go to the chatting screen just so, because I mean if I keep having the game open here, I'm just gonna be crying. So yeah, let's get back here. And let me actually quit the game. But that was great. That was great. Such amazing, amazing game. Truly. God. Sorry, I love that. I love that. I love that. And in the end, let's just say I love that. Let me go to my rank one. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5, assuming I'm still logged in. I'm too lazy to log to. Yes. Yes, exactly. That's me. That's me right now. A score 5. Gameplay, story, visuals, soundtrack 5. Share your thoughts about the game. I cry. Excellent writing and characters and soundtrack. But so the songs were, some of the songs were an absolute bop. Why is my S not working? There we go. I just realized, why is my S not working properly? Maybe it's time to clean. Thank you for the pets! Thank you for the pets again. Oh, hey, Kat just sent me some screenshots. Polka actually played through the game. Damn. Good. Good. At least that means people saw it. Thank you for the stretch. Why do I have a pin here? A ping, not a pin. Okay, so what it was. It's fine. But yeah, man. One game down. There's still a lot to go, but probably won't finish them.
before break. I mean, we're finishing Greece next week. We're just playing. Well, how come I'm just playing like emotional games in this like last few weeks? It's just like emotional games and Minka games, which destroy you emotionally too, but like differently, in a different way. The sadness just means we were engaged enough to care. Very true, very true. Thank you for the posture check too. Very true. Yeah, that's the thing. The game engages you. I mean, and it's so good. The cinematography too, like the shots they have. Thank you for the hydrate. And the way all the characters feel like they have like distinct personalities, you know, and they feel like they feel, you know, like characters, but also like not like just characters, you know. They're written like well enough that they do feel like people, and you can like empathize with them or like sympathize with them or like laugh at them and with them. Maybe you're helping us to get emotional when we see your stream, so we remember to come back after the move. Oh no, you're onto me. You have discovered my secret plan. Now I have to tie up you with something else. Quick. I was thinking actually about like the whole Mika things, because I'm like, I'm gonna play Reverse Collapse next week and then Chris Frontline the week after, but that would probably be like the last streams. So I'm like, so maybe I do like an extra one just chatting or like singing or like playing something. I don't know. We'll see. It also depends, because I as July approaches, I really need to get like heavy on with like the cleaning and moving things around. So is it working? How long your hiatus will be? I don't know. At least a month. At the very least. Like, I'll still be around on Twitter and you can talk to me on Discord. But I won't be able to stream. Maybe I can do some Twitter spaces when I'm waiting for my sister to get out of work. Kuroke sounds fun. Like one last Kuroke before I leave, maybe. I'll try. I'll see if I can get it done. Kuro hates us. Ooh, yeah, I hate you guys. I hate you guys. No. I don't. I actually don't. But yeah, at least a month. If hopefully not more. The thing is that, as I said, my parents told me they bought tickets to come. I don't know if they got tickets to leave, so I'm not sure when they're leaving or if they have a planned date to leave. So yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be a time. Leave? They have a plan to stay with you, they can't. But daughter will live here. No, they don't. And the thing is also, I don't want to ask. I mean, I might ask my dad. Because the thing is that if I ask my mom, it's like, oh, you already want us to leave? She's gonna be like, we haven't even got there and you already want us to leave? Like, why are you asking? No, I just need to plan my life. What's so hard to understand about that? So yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It should be. I mean, I know it'll be at least a month because that's their usual time. That's the usual time that they come. They usually visit for a whole entire month.
But right now, since like I don't know, it's in the middle. They're coming in like the middle of July, mostly to help with the move. We're actually, I will die of anxiety without knowing the leaving date. I mean, same. We're actually, it's funny because we're actually, me and my sister, we have a trip planned to Vegas for a week, and they it just timed with the time that they will be here. So they will probably just stay through, you know, the thing. They'll just be here alone while we go to Vegas and return. So yeah, I'm actually boxing like all my figures. And I'll probably keep them boxed until they leave. Because I'm afraid my mom will break them, you know, when she cleans. Because, yeah. We'll probably just leave them in boxes. They're going to rearrange the furniture and we'll unpack things. I mean, we're having some things. The idea is to have everything already unpacked before the trip. So there'll be nothing left to unpack for them. And there'll be no more furniture to move. And they can't rearrange anything. And if they do, we'll just rearrange it back. If you want to play a slot, there's a Cleopatra 2 machine near the elevators that paid me out $200 that I was waiting for family once in Caesars. In what? What's Caesars? But yeah, I don't plan on playing slots. I'm going to Vegas to visit a friend. I don't plan, like, I want to see the strip, you know, because, like, you know, it's the Vegas strip, you know, and the pretty lights and whatnot, but I don't plan on, like, actually going to casinos and stuff, like, unless there's, like, shows or whatever, you know, like, I'll go to a casino if there's, like, shows and stuff and fun stuff happening. Is there anything else in Vegas? No. Even my friend there is like, you know, here in Vegas it's just like the strip, and that's it. You saw all of Vegas. I have bad news all of the trip to casinos. No, I know. But like, I mean that I want to see it, you know? You see it and be like, woo, pretty lights. But I'm not interested in getting in. I said, I'm not going for that. I'm just going to visit a friend. And then we'll probably just go eat places, like, yeah, just want to go eat to places that are not here in Canada. Yeah, do the tourist stuff. Gun ranges? I mean, that might be interesting, but we'll have to see how that works. But yeah, I mean, I'm just going for like 5 days. So. But yeah, we'll probably start planning with my dad how we're gonna do the move. And we already planned with my sister of like, we'll probably leave them our beds and then we'll just sleep in the living room while they're here. Because otherwise my mom will complain that, oh, we don't have like a bed or something for visitors or whatever, and she'll want to get one, and we don't want to get one, so it'll be like, you know, if you want a bed so badly, just take ours, we'll sleep in the living room, we're fine with that, we're okay, just shut up. They had game-related loadouts, so they probably have one for Gears Frontline. I doubt it, but if they do, that would be amazing. But yeah, I want to start planning with my dad so we can transfer the internet and whatnot. Mostly because of that, I want to see when I need to call like my ISP to be like, yeah, I'm moving. Can you like move my thing from here to there? Can you go install the internet, please? I need the internet. I need the internet. Like, I know electricity and all that, at least not a thing, like, it's just, I need the internet. I need to have the internet installed. Very important. And I need to know when to do the thing, to move it from here to there. So like I'll stop getting service here and start getting service there. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on Twitter and Discord on like how it's looking. And I'll try to talk to my dad to see if they have a plan. Like a planned date to leave, or like how long they plan to stay. If I can like bring it up and ask. Just to have a better idea of when I will be coming back. Because that's what's also, I mean, it kind of stresses me out not knowing, like, because like people ask me, like people come and ask me all the time, like, how long will your break be? How long will your hiatus be? And like, I don't know. I have no idea. At least a month, but I don't know any more than that. Hopefully not more than a month, but like at least a month. It might be more. Hopefully not, but it might be more. So I'm just like, And yeah. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry if I sound like not excited. I'm actually not. But like I don't want to make it sound, it's hard because I don't want to sound like I'm unhappy to see my parents. I'm just not excited about the idea of them staying for so long, because when they stay with us I can't do much, I can't just be a gremlin and play video games all day during my off days. Even though they're my off days and I should be allowed to do whatever the fuck I want. But yeah, I'm not allowed to wake up late either, or sleep late. Yeah, Latino parents. I won't be able to stay up late. I won't be able to sleep in. I mean, I never sleep in because I can't, because I need to wake up for work and to drive my sister every day anyway. I'll have to shower on Saturdays. Yeah, exactly. Terrible. No more stinky Saturdays are cancelled while my parents are here. Expect you to do standard human stuff. Yeah, for real. And yeah, we'll probably, and we probably won't go out much. I don't know how much we'll go out. So honestly, we'll just be home. They can't take away stinky Saturdays. They will take it away. There'll be no stinky Saturdays while they're around. Because yeah, my mom is one of those of like Latino parents. Wake up early, even on your off days, because you gotta wake up early to like clean. You gotta clean the house. Even if the house is clean, you gotta clean it. So that's gonna be fun. And I think it's also, like, as I said, I probably we won't be able to play too long, like video games, except probably like Switch, since we can kind of get away with it, just be in our rooms. Can hear the telenovelas from here. I mean, there'll be no telenovelas there. She has nowhere to watch them. So yeah, at least that's something. YouTube. The last time she came, I remember I didn't let her touch the PC either. Because she has a way of like just killing PCs. You know, she gets into like weird websites. Or like Facebook. She lives on Facebook. Head to the face panel, have fun! And yeah, cheer extra loud. Oh yeah, my password has a password on it. Both me and my sister account will have pins. So I was like, last time they came and I was like, no, I paid too much for that. If you need the computer, just like, I can let you like the laptop maybe, but do not. She's like Maple, the tech user. Yeah, no, the thing is, you know, she's only over on Facebook. So she will Google things probably. And like, I don't know, somehow she always, every time she used, sometimes she always managed to like fill the computer with like viruses or malware, you know, and like it will run like super slow. I don't know how to do it either. Also, she'll probably ask about like all the stuff I have, you know, like the microphone and the stream deck and the camera. You know, it's gonna be like, ugh. Unless I put it away, I don't know. But I didn't click on anything. Yeah, no. So that's gonna be something. My dad will put viruses on his computer, then blame Steam. Classic. But oh well. It is what it is. I'll just have to survive. Hopefully for not longer than a month. The good thing, I guess, is that I don't have enough vacation time. So like, aside from the trip to Vegas, I won't have time off. So like, I'll be working every day. Monday to Friday. At least they'll cook, so I mean, that's one less worry for me and for my sister. They can clean and cook. Oh, they will. They absolutely will. But yeah, we'll see how things go. Hopefully it won't be too bad. And I think also that it's been a while since I visited, because like with everything that happened with the pandemic and stuff, they haven't been able to visit during the last like 2 years. 2-3 years. So now it's gonna be so weird having them back here again. It feels so invasive, you know, to have someone in your home that limits you on what you're able to do. Like when they visited here, like at the apartment now, they will stay in the living room because, you know, we have a sofa that turns into a bed that's in the living room. But that means that means they were like all day in the living room, which means we could not use the living room, you know, for like the living room where the computer and the consoles are. So that was fun. And now, I mean, we'll be in the living room, but I mean, I don't know. They'll probably be in the living room too, and we'll be in the bedroom during the day. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the sleeping arrangements go. But yeah. Anyway, enough depressing chat. I'll be fine. I'll survive, and then I'll come back stronger. That's the important thing. So for now, I'm gonna rest a little and I have something to do before I need to go pick up my sister. Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. A schedule coming up later today, probably. I think I have the week already planned. I need to double check. I need to double check with myself on what I plan to do. But yeah, so I'll see you guys next week. We're finishing Greece. We're playing Reverse Collapse. We might continue the Gears Frontline event too. It depends on how Reverse Collapse is, because I'm planning on streaming that on Saturday. I want to go in blind, and I don't know how long it is, how hard it is. So, and also I don't know how much I want to play of it, instead of like being as blind as possible for the actual release. So we'll see. I'll either do Reverse Collapse all weekend, or I'll do Reverse Collapse and Girls Frontline. We shall see. But for now, yeah, thank you guys for coming. I hope you enjoyed Necrobarista as much as I did. And check that out of the list. Finish game. And yeah, see you around. Take care of yourself. Have a nice day. And yeah, bye-bye. Oh, love you guys.